is that she's got a guitar that she essentially cannot be posed to play because she's not articulated. Hey everybody, welcome back to my world where no matter how old you get, you never need to grow up and you are never too old to rock and roll. As Bob Seger said, come back baby, rock and roll never forgets. Now, it's kind of funny because in that song, he's talking about somebody who's like 30 and how they feel old and like they can't like rock and roll anymore. I'm 53. I'm gonna be 54 in less than 2 months. And I will say that my rock and roll has kind of diminished over the years because I let it. I mean, you know, I went to work for corporate America, which is very not rock and roll. I gotta tell you, there's nothing rock and roll about corporate America. So, you know, when you're like, what has this got to do? Just look at the title, okay? I'm all over the place today because I'm in this place where I'm like thinking about my rock and roll aspirations as a teenager and then like where I ended up and how I ended up becoming like a happily married mom of one with a house in the suburbs. And I never really lived that rock and roll lifestyle that I so aspired to when I was a teenager. And there's reasons for that. I did get a little taste of the rock and roll lifestyle while I was in college. I was on the radio station. I met a lot of bands. I got to hang out with a friend of mine who like was, you know, he was dabbling in being like a promoter. So we went to a lot of clubs and like, you know, booked shows and hung out and like used to hang out at the Dirt Club in Bloomfield, New Jersey. If you know anything about that, you know that it doesn't get more rock and roll. It also doesn't get more gross. There's a reason it was called the Dirt. It never was cleaned like ever in the history of the club. Anyway, but anyway, I moved on from my rock and roll roots, but that doesn't mean that I don't still love me a good rock and roll doll. Now, interesting thing about Bratz Rock Angels. I ordered this doll back on May 5th. Apparently, Amazon tells me. And then she magically showed up a couple of days ago at my door. Now at this point, I honestly can't remember, did I just order Chloe? Did I order all 4 of them? If I ordered all 4 of them, wouldn't they all be here? Well, I don't know. But what I do know is when I went to look her up on Amazon so I could find a link to share with you guys, third-party sellers only, $149. I paid $36 for this doll. So I looked around. I don't see them at Target or Walmart online. I don't know if these are in stores yet. I have no idea what's going on with Bratz Rock Angels. All I know is I have Chloe and I'm very excited because this was a release from Bratz that I was not, by the way, rock and roll makeup. I would like to point out that I tried rock and roll makeup. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, and it's scary to put dark colors on. This was, and the original Bratz Rock Angels was a release that happened when, you know, we were not collecting Bratz. Of course, this is 2021 on here. Duh. But we were never really huge Bratz collectors until the Bratz reboot. And even then, they had made the Bratz like super cute. So this was back when Bratz was still edgy. And they did these Rock Angels dolls. Now, I do not have an original Rock Angels doll to compare this Chloe to. I only have this Chloe. And so, I don't know. You're going to have to help me, Bratz collectors and people who have the original Rock Angels, in letting us know how they compare with the new ones. I think, you know, like on the 20th anniversary dolls, they did a really good job from the videos that I've seen of people comparing their originals with the 20th anniversary. I mean, they did a pretty good job of it. So maybe they did a pretty good job on Rock Angels. I don't know. So it says it's for ages 6 and up. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, really cool people who buy dolls for kids and themselves. But for kids, I mean, you know, if you can scoop one of these up and show up with this, I think, you know, you're a rock and roll legend for somebody. Because I think they're going to be hard to get for some reason. Like, I don't understand, like, I pre-ordered it in May and now I got one, but you can't order them now. Like, I don't get it. Also, my package is messed up. So there's like this little banner that's supposed to be like over her head, like, and it's like backwards. So it's kind of funky looking. All right, so I'm gonna get Rock and Roll Chloe. Does anybody remember Rock and Roll Venus? Back when Caden and I used to make videos and we would make like really silly skits sometimes. Remember Rock and Roll Venus? That was pretty fun. I'm annoyed by my hair today. My hair is not rock and roll. My hair is never rock and roll. It's always been the problem. By the way, would you like to see a couple of pictures of me as a teenager attempting to be rock and roll? Here, this is a picture of me standing in my locker. First of all, yes, that is a mullet. Second of all, yeah, I did go to Catholic school. And third of all, yes, I did have all of that inside my locker in a Catholic school. Important note, I was a senior at the time. That was the senior lounge. Nuns very rarely came wandering into the senior lounge. It was like our little inner sanctum. Hence the really, really over-the-top images hanging inside my locker. Also, yes, our lockers could fit a full-size human. Second thing to note here, or maybe 5th or 16th, I don't know what we're up to. Up above that locker, there was this magical door that opened to a crawl space. It's story time. Let's open the doll and we'll do story time at the same time. Okay, so there was this crawl space over my locker. And I don't remember whose locker was next to mine. Might have been Linda's. And so there were these two doors. And we were like, I wonder where those two doors go. Mind you, this was, the senior lounge was a room in the basement. We had a jukebox. I kid you not. We had a jukebox. And it actually had a couple of songs that were relatively recent. Like I remember, oh my gosh. Chaka Khan, I Feel For You. Our friend Jackie, I'm gonna have to tell her I gave her a shout out in this video. She used to play that song a million times, and we actually have a picture of her in the yearbook, like on top of the jukebox, and the caption on the yearbook is Chaka Khan. We used to play that song. She used to play that song a lot, but we did have some modern songs on it. I know we had, U2, we had some Springsteen, but anyway, we did have like a lot of like rock stuff. But anyway, so there's a crawl space over my, I'm doing that thing where you're like telling a story and you're like, where were we going? What were we talking about, Grandpa? Here we go. Bratz Rock Angelz poster. Like, I wish it didn't have creases in it because I love this art. I love Bratz art so much, and this is just so... I'm gonna try to straighten that out and maybe hang that somewhere. I actually like that one. I don't usually like the posters that come with dolls, but actually, so one day, early on in senior year, Linda and I decided to go find out what was above the crawl space. So basically, you shove a table over to the lockers, you put a chair on top of the table, you climb on top of the table, you climb on top of the chair, you climb on top of my locker, you open the doors, and you're like, it's a crawl space! Wonder where it goes. Let's go! So we went on a journey into the crawl space, and we discovered, not too far back from where you enter the crawl space, there was, first of all, there's pipes, and like, we'll probably all have like asbestos poisoning from being in there. But there's pipes, and there's like some mouse skeletons and stuff. But we find this section where there's like the way the like concrete support beams or whatever are laid out. They kind of make like a little seating area, if you will. And around that seating area are old cigarette butts. And there's graffiti, and people had written their names and stuff. We discovered a secret place in our Catholic school. And the crawl space became the place where the girls who did the very unhealthy thing of smoking, mind you, it was 1985. We knew it was kind of bad for us. I don't think we understood how incredibly unhealthy and bad it was for us. Even though, like, my dad nearly died from heart disease already from smoking. But anyway... So we used to go up there, and we used to smoke just cigarettes, mind you. We weren't that wild, and but yeah, so we used to hang out up there. And this is a picture of me in regular clothes. So this must have been a tag day. Tag day was where you could pay like 50 cents. It was a fundraiser. 50 cents. I think it was a whole 50 cents. May have been $1. To buy a quote-unquote tag that allowed you to not wear a uniform that day. And so I am wearing this absolutely beautiful, whatever the F the shirt is that I'm wearing in this picture. I have my permed mullet, okay, because the mullet that you saw in the locker picture, I just popped the bottom of the stand off. Eventually got permed because I decided I wanted that. That was not a wise move. It's not a good look. It wasn't a good look then, not a good look now. Miley, don't do it. Okay, so yes, with my permed mullet, that stripy shirt, some incredible blue eyeshadow. The fact that in this faded image, the blue eyeshadow is still so prominent should give you an indication of how much makeup I wore as a teenager. And yes, that is a tobacco cigarette in my hand in this picture. Okay, so yeah, that was me being rock and roll. And then there's also my graduation picture, which was taken at the beginning of the year. So this was before I permed the mullet. And I think I had that freshly cut just for the picture. And yeah, I was so rock and roll. I had different colored little tiny hoop earrings in each of my ears. And I actually got away with that in the picture. Remember, Catholic school. Yeah, so, you know, those were my attempts at being rock and roll in high school. They were few and far between. They failed miserably. Let's have a laugh, shall we? Let's take a look at my driver's license photo. So this is the day I got my driver's license, which I was 17 in this picture, but it wasn't the day I turned 17 because I put it off for as long as humanly possible. I did not want to learn how to drive, but I eventually had to so that I could drive back and forth to college. And so, yeah, and I have the zit to end all zits, right? And this is now the ID that I am going to show repeatedly, right, through college, is this thing. And I think that's why I have that look on my face. First of all, they tell you not to smile, right? And so you're not smiling. Second of all, you're like, great, getting my picture taken today for my license, and I have like the biggest zit anyone ever had on their face. But note the liberal use of eyeliner and eyeshadow, even though otherwise I was not feeling my best appearance-wise. Okay, Chloe is out. Yes, that wasn't too much work. I like that there was thread holding her hair instead of rubber bands. I find that thread is far less, like, just like, not damaging, but like it makes less of like a impression. And so I think that's everything. Where is that upside down thing? Where's the banner? There it is. I dropped it. The very important message was collectible display stand. Oh, that must be this. Okay. Collectible display stand. Her shoes have holes in them. Okay. Oh, this is cool. All right. Okay. This is very cool. Okay, Chloe is officially now out of the box. So the doll comes with this brush, which I'm assuming is a replica of the original brush that she came with. She also comes with this extra outfit, which I find to be very cool, with the exception of the orange sunglasses. And she comes with the microphone and the microphone stand, which is very cool because it's kind of very like chromed out, which I think is like really cool. Like it's not just like a Barbie microphone where it's just like, you know, colored plastic. I think there's a lot of chrome accents on the doll, and things like the stand is like super chromed out, like even over here. And I think that's really, really cool. And like I said, I don't know if they were originally like that, or I'm assuming they were originally like that. That's going to be my headcanon. So the stand is like this, and it's got these two pegs, and then her really awesome boots have pegs on the bottom as well. Now she doesn't come with an alternate set of shoes, which is semi-disappointing, but the boots are really cool. So if I had those boots, I'd probably wear them all the time too. The interesting thing to me is that this is Chloe, right? And Chloe, I think, like, I'm not a Bratz expert, but traditionally to me, when I think of Chloe, she has blonde hair. So there's blonde hair involved here, and there's some really great kind of 90s, early 2000s chunky highlight stuff going on in her hair. But she's not blonde. It's kind of like my current situation. My current situation is kind of not blonde, but I always end up back there. She's got this really cool faux snakeskin hat, and it's even got like some sort of texture. I always wanted one of these hats, but I just don't have a good head for hats because I have like a big noggin. Like, if anyone out there has a big noggin, you know what it's like. It's just like, I don't know, like hats never fit right. She's got some she's got some glitter over her eyes. She's got the traditional original Bratz lips. I don't know if they're original, but like these are the lips that everyone remembers when they remember Bratz. And I feel like when they did the reboot in 2015, like they shrunk the lips a little bit. What's disappointing to me is that she's got a guitar that she essentially cannot be posed to play because she's not articulated. She's not articulated in the elbows or wrists. So trying to, like I was trying to pose her and like that just was not going to happen. So that's disappointing, but I'm willing to put that aside in favor of, let me get the guitar off of her now, since she can't play it anyway. Let it go, let it go. In favor of the kinds of details that we have come to expect nowadays from MGA. And like, I love this patent leather jacket. This is so cool. Look at the seaming. Look at that stitching and up the sleeve. Right? And then it continues over into the neck. We have an actual little, we had an actual little button stud thing on the jacket, which just fell off. We've got a nice plastic zipper here. I don't think there's a zipper. There's no zipper pull. We weren't. Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. There's a cute little zipper pull right there. Look at that. And she's got this really cool shirt on, which looks very homemade, which would have been so true to the aesthetic. I love these jeans. These jeans are pretty weird and funky and wild. And I love this belt. And I'm hoping that I don't have to undo this belt to get these jeans off her and change her into her other outfit. I'm not usually a big fan of denim with red accents, but because they did this two-tone look, I think it really works. And then the boots are just amazing. Look at those babies. Look at the gradation on the color. Like, those are very, very cool boots. Those are very rock and roll boots. Very rock and roll boots. And, you know, that we've got, like, one sort of this like they don't look exactly alike. You see, one has got more of the red in it, one has got way less. Look at me. I'm like, do I actually like that, or was that a mistake? I don't know. Do you think this was intentional? Was this an intentional choice right here to make? See, because on the inside of this one there is more red. And on, like, there's hardly any red on this right boot. And I don't know if that was intentional or if that's an error. Help me out, people. I feel like honestly, it looks like she has two pairs of the same boots, but in two different color styles. And she grabbed one of each, which I've done. I've gone to work wearing two different shoes. Like pumps, like literally two different shoes. Either like brown and black of the same shoe, or even better, two completely different shoes. Like one had like a little Mary Jane strap and the other one didn't. Went to work like that. Had no idea. And I worked in the city. It's not like I was gonna zip home and change my shoes. No, I just walked around Manhattan all day wearing two different shoes. You know what? Nobody noticed. Nobody's looking at us as much as we think they are. So I'm wondering if that was a conscious choice or not. I feel like maybe it wasn't. Okay, good. And the good news is with the belt, I don't have to redo the belt. Okay, I'm gonna leave the hat on her, but I am going to change her into her second rock and roll outfit, and then we can decide which one we like better. Like, I feel like I'm gonna like the one with the mini skirt better because the mini skirt matches the hat, but now the thing about the boots is gonna bother me a little bit, so I don't know. We'll be right back. Okay, we got the second look going, and I'm somewhat disappointed by the accessories. So it does come with accessories. So like this, this necklace clearly supposed to go with the other shirt, which is fine. And then it comes with like, and I know that Bratz used to do this. It comes with like the, you know, little tiny fake bottle of nail polish, which is cute. And then it comes with a flip phone, a red chromed out flip phone, which is very cool because it also flips, but there is no actual way for Cloe to hold it. So that's a little strange. The other things here are that it comes with alternate earrings. So these black Dorito-like earrings, I don't like them as much as I like the hoops from a rock and roll standpoint. Orange sunglasses, no, I'm not feeling the orange sunglasses with the rock and roll vibe. So her outfit. So the skirt is way too big at the waist, and I actually managed to get the belt off the other thing, and I'm trying to use the belt to kind of bring this in at the waist, but it's just definitely doesn't, you know, fit her the way I would want it to. Now, I'm sure if you're a collector, you can make that work, but it basically looks like she's wearing clothes too big for her. Love the crop top. Forgot to mention on the other section that she does have a little gem belly button. Sorry, that was my Bluetooth speaker disconnecting from my iPhone. The other thing that I didn't notice until I was doing the second outfit, now I have to try and find it. Okay, so let's see if the light can catch it. There it is. So it looks like my Cloe is crying. That's just some like glue drippy from, I think, the eye makeup. Seen that, you know, that happens on dolls. And I think that's pretty easy to get off, but just happened to notice that there. I'm still perplexed about the boots because the more I look at them, the more I look like just like one has more red paint on it than the other, which if you did this yourself, like let's say you were just like, oh, I'm gonna spray paint red on my boots, and you wouldn't do it evenly, right? Like, so I can go there from a rock and roll aesthetic. I'm just not sure if it was, you know, intentional with the doll or not, or if that's just something that happened. So, so do I like Rock Angel's Cloe? Yeah, I'm gonna keep Rock Angel's Cloe. I don't know if I ordered the other three. Like, I feel like I didn't, but I have to go check that out. I like her. She's gonna go somewhere in my collection. Like, I like Bratz. I don't love Bratz the way I love Barbie, or the way I love Monster High, or the way I've come to love Rainbow High. Like even LOL OMG, I really, really like, but if I had to choose between OMG and Rainbow High, I would totally choose Rainbow High. So it's kind of like that's, you know, kind of level of like, these are really cool, and if some other cool, really funky looking Bratz get released, I will probably get one of them, but I don't know that I would get all four of them. Whereas when like Rainbow High releases something, I'm like, gotta have them all. Or like when Barbie Extra, no matter how unextra sometimes they are, I'm like, gotta have them all. So I think that's kind of where I'm at, like with the Bratz fandom-ish type of situation. Did that make any sense at all? I have no idea if I'm making sense today. Anyway, if I can find a link where you can buy this for a normal price, I will put it down below. If you would love to roast me because you're a huge Bratz fan and you disagree with everything I've said, please do so, but try to do it politely and with sort of a positive, happy, not happy, but like a, you know what, we're all doll collectors together and sometimes we disagree kind of vibe, if that's possible. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again real soon. Love you. Bye.